we're asked to evaluate the given definite integral. Looking at the form of the integrand function and comparing it to the integral formulas shown here on the right, notice to find the antiderivative, we'll need to apply the integration formula shown here, where the denominator is the square root of a squared minus x squared. And because we have the square root of 1 minus x squared, a is equal to 1. Also notice how we have a numerator of 6, and therefore the antiderivative is going to be 6 times inverse sine or arcsine of x divided by a, where again a is equal to 1, giving us 6 inverse sine of x. And the limits of integration are from 1/2 to square root 3 divided by 2. Let's go ahead and factor out the 6. And now we need to determine 6 times the difference of big F of b minus big F of a, which in our case is 6 times big F of b is big F of square root 3 divided by 2, which is inverse sine of square root 3 divided by 2, minus big F of a, where big F of a is big F of 1/2, which in our case is inverse sine of 1/2. Now remember, when evaluating inverse sine function values, we're determining the angle in the closed interval from negative pi divided by 2 to positive pi divided by 2 that has a sine function value of square root 3 divided by 2 and 1/2. Let's go and determine these angles using the unit circle. Again, the outputs of the inverse sine function are only on the closed interval from negative pi divided by 2 to positive pi divided by 2. In our case, because the sine function values are positive, we know they are going to be in the first quadrant, which means we're looking for a y-coordinate in the first quadrant equal to square root 3 divided by 2, which is here, as well as 1/2, which is here. This indicates the inverse sine of square root 3 divided by 2 is equal to pi divided by 3 radians, and inverse sine of 1/2 is equal to pi divided by 6 radians. So going back to our work, we have 6 times the quantity pi divided by 3 minus pi divided by 6. Let's go and distribute the 6. 6 times pi divided by 3 is 2 pi, minus 6 times pi divided by 6 is 1 pi, or just pi, and 2 pi minus pi is equal to pi. The exact value of the definite integral is pi. And before we go, let's take a look at the graph of the integrand function over the interval of integration. In blue we have the graph of the integrand function, and here I've shaded the area bounded by the function in the x-axis over the interval of integration. Notice how this area is above the x-axis, and therefore the value of the definite integral is equal to this area. This area is exactly pi square units. I hope you found this helpful.